In this video, we're going to discuss some different real-life applications of percentages, and some of these include tax, tip, discount, and markup. What you see on your screen right now are some definitions that we discussed in class. If you do not have these copied down in your notes yet, please pause the video at this time and jot them down, and then when you're ready to continue, press play. Here are 3 simple steps that you can follow when solving any of these types of problems. First, we change the percent to a decimal. Second, we multiply the decimal by the original price. And then finally, we add or subtract to find the final cost. When figuring out if I'm supposed to add or subtract, I start off by looking at what my problem's asking. If I'm solving a tax, a tip, or a markup, then I'm going to add. If I'm solving a discount or a sale, then I will subtract. So let's do a couple examples. Example 1. Drew wants to buy exercise equipment that costs $140, and the sales tax is 5.75%. What is the total cost of the equipment? So my first step is to take the percentage and make it a decimal. So 5.75%. To make it a decimal, I move the decimal point 2 times to the left, so that's equal to 0.0575. Step 2, I take my decimal, 0.0575, and multiply it by the total cost of the exercise equipment. And that's going to give me $8.05 in taxes. Since it's a tax, I know that I add, so I'm going to go back to the original price and add the tax on. So Drew would have to pay $148.05 for the exercise equipment. The second example is dealing with a tip, and it tells us a customer wants to tip 15% on a restaurant bill. That is $35, and we want to know what the total bill will be with the tip. So again, I always start off changing my percent to a decimal, so 15%. If I move the decimal point 2 times to the left is 0.15. Now I take that decimal, 0.15, and multiply it by the price of the food bill, $35. And I find out that my tip should be $5.25. So the total would be the amount of money for the food plus the amount of money for the tip, which means I would leave $40.25 on the table. Our third example is a markup, and we find out here that the store pays $56 for a GPS navigation system, and they're going to mark up the price by 25% so that they can make a profit, and we want to know how much they're actually going to sell it for. So again, I find my percentage, 25%, move the decimal point 2 times to the left to make it a decimal, 0.25. That decimal gets multiplied by the original price of $56, which gives me $14. And finally, to get the selling price, we add the original price plus the amount of markup, which tells us that our final selling price would be $70. And the last example is a discount or a sale. The boogie board is a regular price of $69. It's on sale for 35% off, and we want the actual selling price. So, going to change the percent to a decimal. 35% is equal to 0.35. We multiply 0.35 times the price of the boogie board, which gives me $24.15. And then finally, since it's a sale, we're going to subtract 69 minus the amount of the discount and get our final cost, which is $44.85. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know.